afternoon, everyone. Brandon here. Finally getting started on my chicken run. It has taken a long time to get this going, but had to save up the money for the T-post and the fencing, so we're actually ordering the fencing tonight, but it'll all be part of the same video, hopefully. So I have some 7-foot T-post. I went a little overboard. We're going to have a 5-foot fence. It's going to go all the way around about 300 feet perimeter. So you can see here, I have my T-post. Also have a T-post driver from Tractor Supply. I think I have it planned out to do one every 6 feet, just because if my dog wants to jump against the welded wire, I don't want her to be able to push it too much. So really excited to get this project going. Yeah, just really excited. Hope you enjoy watching us put it together. You know, I'll just do some clips here and there of where we're at and let you know how it turns out. I'm a little concerned about making gates. The price of gates that they want at the store is just ridiculous. So gonna try to make some gates, watch some other YouTube guys, some other homesteader guys on how to make a gate attached to a T-post and how to make corner bracing just out of T-post without buying. There's some kind of special kit you can buy, but it's like really expensive for one corner. And again, I didn't want to do that. So watch some other videos on how you can lean the T-post up and wrap some wire on it and hopefully get your bracing good. So thanks for coming along. Sorry I'm rambling, but let's get this going. I'm going to put in some more posts and show you, how it goes this afternoon. So thanks again for coming. Now as I'm putting these in, I try to get them as straight as possible. But T-posts, it's really hard to get them straight. It really is. They want to twist on you. They want to lean on you. It's a chicken run. It needs to be functional, not super fancy. So, I try to make my 4 corners. I'll string a line and get them as straight as possible. But I'm not going to sweat if there's a little lean here and there. It's to keep the chickens in and the dogs out. But so far so good. I've got three corners in. We're going to keep going. Alright, so this is where I'm going to have a fence opening here. You can see it. So you can buy these really expensive clips that hook this, and you do another T-post down there. And if you do them for every corner, it's not cheap. So I have some old, just electric wire laying around. What I've done is I've wrapped it around here. Wrapped around there, put a screwdriver in there, and just rotated it around a bunch of times. And that makes it pretty good. But you can see it's got a little bit of slide in there. So I'm going to do another one up here, I think. And hopefully that'll help brace. That's the side I want the hinges on for the gate. Just trying to do it kind of cheap. Hopefully it works out. So after lots and lots of trial, everyone, this one was way harder than this one. You had to leave a lot of slack in there, where this has built-in slack already. So, it's not perfect, but I'm shaking it right now. And that'll be good enough. I mean, compare it to this one that I can move all over the place. Come back here and it doesn't really move, so I think that'll be good enough for what I'm doing. Just a little chicken fence area. I think on the next corner, I might turn this one. I guess I can't. Sorry. I was thinking I was going to turn this one and then this would hook into one of these grooves, but I've already put all the other posts in and didn't do that, so I'll just do something similar. I think it'll hold it. And we'll roll with that for now. Well, it's been an afternoon. If you look along here, it's hard to see on camera, but there's a big hill right there. So I'm going to dig that out tomorrow before I run my fence post down that string. But I got these ones in on this side all the way up to the coop, and I showed you the door way over there. Now, this does work. It took me a little while to figure out. I had a thicker gauge wire and that didn't work at all. But if you do it a little lower, the ones up higher are harder. You can't twist them very well with a screwdriver. But you just wrap this is just an electric wire. If you wrap it around and around and around, stick your screwdriver in there and just rotate it. It makes it nice and tight and then it doesn't wiggle. Super impressed. Now, if you look at the ground here, you see a purple dot. So I have one of those big long tape measures that unrolls, but those get kicked, those get bumped. So I bought just a can of this Rust-Oleum marking spray, and I just put a dot right at every 6 feet where I wanted it. And you can see the spacing looks great. But what that allows you to do is it just allows you to roll, especially if you have a helper. I got a helper today. My brother's helping me. You could just, he grabs the next one, puts it on the dot as I'm finishing pounding the last one. So it's just boom, boom, boom. You're ready to go to the next one. He's already got it on the dot. There's the dot. Boom, boom, boom. So we got the whole side by the coop done and the whole back side here done. I think I'm going to call it a night. But super impressed with how to do those corners, guys. I forget who it was on YouTube that I saw do that, but that was genius. Saves a lot of money, uses up some scrap wire I got. But this is tomorrow, doing this side, and then digging out the front, and putting in some gate openings on this side. We'll see. Okay, everyone, I'm here working day number 2 out here on the Chicken Run area, and our land is really hilly. Without a tractor, it's really hard to dig because the ferns, all their roots are intertwined. It is really hard to dig. So there's like a 3-foot hump in our dirt here, and obviously with a fence, that's going to be a problem. So a trick I've learned, and it might help you guys out, I wanted to share it, is if you look right here, this is where we dug it for the fence to go through. Now, you can dig with a shovel, right away, and it's hard work, and your arms are already tired from pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding. Or, what I've learned to do is I use my tiller. Because a rototiller will go down, there it is, yep. A rototiller will go down, 9 inches, 6 to 9 inches, depending on your rototiller. So what you do is you run that through there, whoop, scoop it out with a shovel. Super easy because it's all tilled and loose. Run the tiller through there again. Scoop it out nice and easy. So instead of it taking, a half an hour, it takes 6 minutes with 2 people. Just a tip. So we're on our last side here, guys. We put them all the way around, put an opening for a fence over there. But we'll show you when we get the fence done a little more, but I just wanted to share that tip. I thought, there's other people out there who are digging like this, and it is a pain in the butt. You can't afford a tractor. Obviously, a lot of us can't afford a tractor as much as we would like one. Someday, hopefully. But, with a tractor, hey, you drive up, you scoop that out of there. A couple scoops, you're done. But for those of us who don't have that, if you have a tiller, a front tiller might work too, but a rear tiller works really well because the blades are going in the opposite direction. Run that rear tiller through there, scoop off that level, run it through there again, scoop off the next level. Do it till you got your hole, or your hill, out of the way. Don't think you're trying to dig out a hole. Yeah, just another tip. Right here, just tilled this too. We're going to dig out that little lump. That's the only tree I had to cut. Unfortunately, it came back and was leaning into the fence line. So, you can see that right here. Nothing crazy, and that's when just having a little battery saw is really nice. And this Hart 16-inch blade, seconds took care of that tree. So, don't be afraid to get out some of your random tools that you don't think you would need. And it makes your life a lot easier. Okay, everyone, all of the T-posts are in, and I am ready to start doing some fencing. I measured all the way around, and I only left myself, I think it's 10 extra feet total. So, gonna have to play it close. I got a couple extra T-posts that I can put right down at the seams. because of course the fence never falls exactly where you want it. If I had done 10-foot spacing or something like that, it would have, but I did 6-foot spacing, so 100-foot rolls. I have 3 of them, brought 2 down here for now. Gonna start putting them on here. I think what I'll do is I'll just go right over my openings and then come back and cut them out with that battery operated angle grinder I got from Metabo. So that will be handy on this. I of course picked the hottest days to do these things, but making progress. It's looking good. Excited to get this project done. It is a big one. Okay, so finishing day number 2, working here on the fence. Told you that Metabo lantern comes in handy at times. I am not a professional fence layer person by any means. I'm not a farmer. I'm not a rancher. I am not great at this. They say to pull it tight. I've tried. It's still fairly wavy, but it's to keep in chickens and keep a dog out. So I think for what we need it for, it's going to be just fine. I don't know if you can see it here. Kind of hard to show it, but I've got a little bit done there. So gonna call it a night. It's just too dark, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. I'd take about 3/4 of 100-foot done, so 75 feet probably about. And got a little bit to do in the next few days, but got family stuff tomorrow. It'll be a few days before I'm back at it, but making progress. Hey everyone, working on this fence, day number 3 now, and right here is going to be a gate. So I've got my handy Metabo grinder, and just going to cut this off right down through here. Should probably wear glasses. One more. 2 more. Now, if you've ever used some tin snips to cut through that, that is way faster. Okay, so had a little time after work today before I have to go back to work. It is one of the perks of working at home, I guess, is that if you have to go back into work, you don't have to go very far. But I gotta work tonight, so I only have time to do 1 gate. And here it is. Yes, I realized I made a mistake. So if you look close, I think it looks good. Got in a bit of a bit too much of a hurry. Put this on the wrong side. Would have looked a lot better on the other side, but it's done, and it's not that big of a deal. So I think we're probably gonna paint that. I don't know if we'll paint it to match the coop color or paint it some other bright color. I'd like to wood burn a sign over the top, Fernfield Flock, when I got some time. But there's 1 gate so far, and it's a little janky. Let me show you here. So we don't want a huge gap. Obviously this isn't predator proof, but keep dogs out, keep chickens in. That's our main goal. Dogs out, chickens in, coyotes out, chickens in. During the day. At night, they're going to be in the coop. They're going to be safe. But during the day, when we're here, we'd like to be able to let them loose. So, it's not going to keep out snakes. It's not going to keep out raccoons or possums. They can just climb over it. But it gives them an area to sort of free range. Quite a large area. Around 5,000 square feet to free range. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off track here. So, there is some gaps. I'm going to use some of that deer fencing I used on the garden on the hinge side, just to keep our small chicken Hecuba from getting out. But on this side, I was hoping to just use this latch the normal way, attach it to here, and latch it. But it left too big of a gap. So if you look close, I actually used some tension wire and I hooked it to the T-post here. Sorry for the bad camera work. Hooked it to the T-post. And instead of the latch being on the gate itself, the latch stays on the T-post, which is a little annoying because then it's in your way, I guess, if you're going in and out. But it is what it is. This way I get to use it still. I mean, I bought it. Get to use it still. I had to do some fabrication of it with my angle grinder. Had to cut the bottom and the top a little bit right here so that it could work with those wires. But I think that's going to work good. What that also allows us to do is, if you want to put a carabiner on there, just, you know, keep little hands, when little hands are over, from opening this easily. Stick a carabiner on there, stick a lock on there. Just one more way to make sure people you don't want getting in there, they're not going to get in there very easily. So, but there's the first gate. I think it looks good. We're going to paint it. I got another gate to do on the other side, which is a double gate, and that will be much harder to do. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to put in this double gate. So I've ripped some southern pine I still had left from where I used to work down for the gate, and that's going to be better than just normal 2x4 wood out here. I ripped that on my cobalt table saw, but the downside of that is I had to run a huge extension cord out here because that doesn't run on a battery. And well, when you're out here trying to put a chicken run together out away from the house, battery tools are a lot nicer. And that is why wearing the hat today. Metabo is you can see there I've got quite the Metabo lineup just laying there ready to go today. So hopefully we can crank this out, get some gates on, and pretty much be done with this. I got to get in there and mow the ferns down, of course, now because, well, we're called Fernfield Farms for a reason, but they're starting to grow up in there and got to get them out of there. So hopefully we can finish up this chicken run today, and hopefully I can someday get a battery operated miter saw, hopefully from Metabo, because then it works with all the batteries I got, so better start saving for that. But we'll get this knocked out today, hopefully, and yeah, wrap up this video because it's been a few days. Okay guys, I have the chicken area finished finally, except for a little bit of backfilling where the fence goes through one of those stupid hilly areas we've got here. So you can see the chickens are out here. Some of them are out here enjoying it. So we've got that all done. And we also combined the young chickens with the older chickens. So I think it turned out pretty good. We had a little trouble with this gate right off the bat. It actually came off the hinges. So I'm using galvanized chain link fence hinges, and you got to tighten those down quite a bit, and I had not done that. So overall though, chickens seem to be happy with it. We had a couple fly out when they were scared of one of the roosters, but other than that, none of them have tried to get out even. So really happy with it. They've got all this area now that they can run around and do whatever they want. It's pretty hot today, so they seem to be sticking pretty close to home for the most part. But yeah, they've got lots of shade, lots of trees in here still. Protect them from some aerial predators. I mean, there's still openings, but for the most part, they can be out here, you know, protected from the neighbor's dog, from the coyotes, stuff like that, and still sort of free ranging. So it's gone really well. Want to say hi? We're finding now that they're eating all this grass and stuff that they're finding. They're kind of picky about what they want to eat. But thanks for coming along and checking out this project. Again, it's not hard to do. It's time consuming. Don't do it on the hottest week of the year. Not a great choice. But we had to get it done so that we could get the younger chickens mixed in with the older chickens. And now I think we have 25 chickens altogether. And it seems to be going pretty well. So we'll try to keep you updated. You know how it is around here. You get so busy that sometimes it's hard to keep updated on things. We did have to give one of our roosters away. It was attacking us. So a couple days of that, and I said, And thankfully, a nice lady took him in so that, he's got another chance somewhere else with people that hopefully he doesn't feel threatened by. So down to one silky rooster, but his name's Rhino, and he's pretty nice. So hopefully he sticks with that. But hope you guys are having a great summer. We'll catch you next time.